Hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome back to Rangers Radio. Rangers won. Livingston won a disappointing result with Ibrox. Join myself watching on the show is Billy and Albert. Evening, boys.
Evening, mate. How you doing, Billy? Right?
You'll be talking to yourself, mate. Albert, disappointing result. Selection wrong, shape wrong, playing players at only 100% wrong, motivation wrong. Unfortunately, even though the players are the people who put on the performances, there'll be a lot of questions asked of the manager, mate.
I said before the show that we need to work Livingston. They had to come off a hot. If it was going to be nothing each, or 1-0 for us, I wasn't thinking for them, I was thinking for us, that you need to look across at the Livingston players and go, and they had to put a shift on there just to keep a hold of us. That wasn't the case, mate. They dealt with us more than comfortable.
I think it was. I can't remember the time in the game. It was maybe 85 minutes before their goalkeeper had to a save to make. You with us, Billy? No. Before their goalie actually had a save to make, huffing and puffing, mate. It's like three little pigs in a wolf, mate. We huff and puff, yeah.
I think we need to face up to facts here, mate. I think we're putting expectations on these players and thinking they're better than they actually are. I think old Davey said it the other day, and I think you hit the nail on the head. We've just got to face up with the facts. They're limited players, they're limited talent. The players they've got, they're not as good as we think they are. And if you can't get by that block defence, well, that's it. You can't get by. I think a lot of them are just mentally burnt out. They've been doing it that long now, trying to get by this low block that many years now. They're just totally burnt out. They've run out of ideas and run out of motivation to try and do it anymore. It's just you need new players, better talented players, because it's ridiculous.
I couldn't understand the selection, mate. There's nobody on the right hand side of the park. They try to play Arfield. He's meant to be joining in with the centre forward. If you Tillman's got the 3-row in midfield, well, play a centre forward there. You've got Roof and Morelos on the bench. Obviously, both coming back for injuries, and people will question how long that takes. So the shape's wrong for me personally. Yeah, we lost a goal. Decent finish by the boy Ben Davis. The only mistake I thought he was the best player out of the piece. He didn't get close enough to him, mate. He was a bit casual. Even though he looks as if he's going to be a good player for us, mate. And the boy puts in a goal. Decent goal for them. We'll get enough time to react, and we huffed and puffed the first half, Albert.
We done nothing first half. There was nothing, absolutely nothing. It's the same old, back and forward, across the park, back and forward, across the park, back and forward. The teams just know how to play now, mate. They just don't even bother trying to come out. They just know where we're going. So you can actually order a taxi and get there by the time Rangers get the ball to where they're supposed to get it. You could get an Uber and get over there, sit and had a meal before it gets there. It's ridiculous. And then you get it to wingers. Now, my idea of wingers, I know Arsenal's no a winger, but we've got wingers on. Now, my idea of a winger, I don't know if you, it's not just to hug the touchline, it's to actually take players on and get by them and create. That's what winger is to me. I don't know about you. That's what it is to me. But our wingers, you'd be better putting on extra. If it's just to hold the width of the park, he's well put on extra flagpoles for all the good they're doing. I mean, because they're not doing anything. They go forward, Stoke, can't beat anybody. They Barisic overlap on the left. Get Barisic, he whips a ball to Nabdy. Then he'll do on the right hand side. Tavernier will take it so far, cut back, run it back to either Arfield, Davis or Lundstrom. They'll recycle it across the back four again, to the back two. Then it goes back out the left wing and then they get to Kent. Kent will try a dummy, doesn't work. Overlap with Barisic, cross it into Nabdy. Then we'll start all over again. It's crap. It's just crap, mate. That's what it is, crap. It's lack of talent. It's lack of, I don't know. And we've called them for everything. We've said they've chopped it. We've said this. We've said that. But you tell me, how do you break that down? Where do you go? I'm looking for Tillman to step up and beat people and slip the boys through onto Cholak or even Kent. None of that happens, mate. None of that ever happens. I'm going to put my hands up here, because I've never seen the second half. I had to go and do something in the second half. I've seen the first half, but I've never seen the second. So I'm not going to talk about the second half. You need to help me out there, mate.
Okay, I think Billy's joined us. All right, Billy.
Aye, I'm sound, mate. Well, I was at 5-3 Ops there, so I was. All right, all bear, mate. Sorry, I don't know what happened there, mate. I sort of dropped out there, but back in, mate. Aye, no. 2 big points strapped today, mate. I just got to tail end there, all bear there, mate. He's bang on what he's saying, mate. It's word for word. That's the way your football is, mate, and it's no good enough. And it's all. I mean, we spoke about it during the week on the show when I was on, and I think the boys have spoke about it. And we've had callers on speaking about it with the shape and the systems all around, mate. And it's got to change. It's got to change because it's not happening. It's definitely not happening, mate.
I can't agree more. All right, you got your flak jacket on, Albert?
I'm ready, mate. I'm ready. I'm dug in.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Look, people have their views. I'll give you my views quickly. I think we select a midfield today. We're pinning our hat on a boy who's 20 and learning his trade, and we don't know how good he's going to be. He's definitely got talent when he's got the ball at his feet to create, the boy Tillman, but he's still a boy learning his trade. And we've got 3 experienced midfielders. One I think's injured, not 100%. Lundstrom still managed to get a good goal and could have scored the winner right at the death. The other 2, their legs have gone. They're great players, smashing players, particularly Stephen Davis. Fantastic. Yeah, the stats all say they can gaze 90 minutes, but we can all see when they play along with an injured, and don't try and kid a kidder. James Tavernier is injured. We've no legs in the middle of the park. When Tavernier gets involved with them, we've seen it when their young boy Billy, I think he run past Lundstrom and Tav when Tillman, Billy, he played for a foul and got Tillman booked. You've seen how slow and pedestrian the 2 of them were there. Yeah, they can run and play for 90 minutes, but whatever they're carrying, they've no pace, Billy.
Bang on, Ox. You're bang on, mate. Listen, Tillman he's young and he's raw. He's got the football intelligence here. He's a football player. He can create things when he wants, mate. But sometimes the boy just, I think it's down to naivety and experience. Sometimes he tries to take maybe that one touch too many, or he tries to do it all himself when he should be maybe lifting his seed and playing somebody else in. Aye. Okay, you can say, well, he lifted his seed for Kolac's goal in the Champions League. Yes, he did. But in games like that, I've been watching him now 2 or 3 times, and he reminds me a wee bit about what Joe Aribo used to do when Joe Aribo first used to come. He used to look for the World Cup final pass or a World Cup ball, mate, in that situation, or try and do it all himself. Regarding Tavernier, mate, I had my eye right on Tavernier today, mate, and listen, they can say what they want about James Tavernier. That lad is carrying an injury big time because he's and even when he's trying to run, he's no in full flow. He's definitely no in full flow. And Johnny Lundstrom's come out himself and says he's carrying an ankle injury. So there we go. So we've definitely no legs in the middle of the park, mate. I would play for that situation. I don't know if young Liam King went half injured at half time, but he put Sands in there. If that's the case, right, fair enough. But if no, why did he no put Sands into the midfield and play the boy in there to get his legs? Because that one made no sense to me, Ox.
I don't know, but that for me all bears one of the reasons we don't create. Because yeah, we can run about and the stats will say the pace is good, but when people say your legs have gone, they don't mean you can't run. They mean you lost that sprint. All better.
Yeah, so you've got to be quick out of the first 2 yards. That's professional football, isn't it? You've not got that sprint out of the first 2 yards. You're going to be left stunning with these players because any player will leave you stunning. So you need to be after mark. They're not after mark. I mean, let's not mince for words here, guys. We've not got a midfield, and that's including all the players that are no playing. Even if they're all fit, we've not got a midfield. We've got a couple of half-decent players, I would say, but we've not got a midfield. It's ridiculous now. If he doesn't do something about it in January, he can just kiss the league goodbye. because they'll need to get players that can know how to play midfield, because these guys don't. It's just some of it's instructions, some of it is injuries, some of it's legs or no legs. It's what do you do? I mean, so I think somebody mentioned the other day there, if all players are all fit, name the best three midfielders you put in the park. And if you did mention any three, I still don't think they three are very good. You know what I mean? Lawrence is, I don't know what they're expecting this boy to come back. I think they're expecting Messi to come back the way everybody's talking about.
You become a better player when you're not playing, mate, yeah?
It's unfair. No, I mean, you're going, this guy can't do it all himself. Come on, behave yourself. Lundstrom's in there, but that position Lundstrom plays, I don't think is his position. I don't think it suits him at all. I think he's in there. He wants to play it, but I don't think he can play it. He's no dynamic enough for me. He's in my mind, a defensive midfielder helps a defence. I don't see any of these defensive midfielders really winning the ball for the defence or covering the defenders. They just seem to be called a defensive midfielder with any of the attributes of being a defensive midfielder.
Listen, I don't know if we need that in the games at Ibrox. We have to put the ball in the net against these teams, and that's the problem. And we've been saying for a while, if Cholak doesn't score, yeah, they scored a goal, you blame the defence. By the way, we were lucky it was the 2-0 at half time, Billy.
That's right,
past the post.
You took the words out of my mouth there, Oxshire, so you did. The first goal, mate, I know I heard you speaking about Ben Davis here, could have done a wee bit better, mate, but we've got to, it's poor defending all the part for that goal. Even when the ball comes in for the left hand side of the park, I mean, that ball's got to be cut out there. All right, I can't mind what Rangers player got a wee nickel in the ball, and they've got a bit lucky there too with the break of the ball, but we should be doing better there to stop that ball from getting into the box, mate. Then the guys,
Tavernier had two bites on the line before that ball came in. He couldn't get the ball up again.
And once again, you can see that he's no fit, mate. He's no fit.
I don't know. I don't know if I believe it. You're probably right, mate. I can't say you're not right. I can't say I'm right. But there's something seriously wrong. That he's definitely off form. I'm
going to still say I think it's his groin, mate, because he can't move and it takes him longer to get going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just my opinion. Either that or other people are wrong. Other people are right and I'm wrong. He's just totally off form and he's totally rubbish. Yeah, but that's what it is. But we never lost the individual performances today. Because it was due to the lack of quality. Because we kept going, Billy. We kept going and going and going. And VAR came into the game and gave us a red card. It looked a nasty tackle right for the start. The boys on Alfredo did it.
Well, listen, enough. It shows you how much I know. I was sitting watching it and I says, that's a yellow card. And my missus is like, she says, no, it's not. She says, that's a straight red, I'm telling you right now. And I looked at it back again. I says, listen, Hen, you're bang on. And then it went to VAR.
And when you seen it, we've been trying to tell you for a while, if you could get up this show and we could get your missus on. Is that right,
She sounds she's a bit of a pundit.
We didn't know how to tell you, but since you broke the subject, we're letting you know, get the missus on your track.
How ironic that. The first person to get red carded in VAR is like a tackle on Alpha. You couldn't make that up.
It's normally the opposite way about, isn't it, Albert?
That's it. Oh dear. I never seen the second half. I didn't see it.
I thought the referee was. I think that's the problem with VAR, Billy. The referee has to referee the game differently, and everything's slow, and then you've seen how stupid the rules are. And Matondo ends up getting injured, because he chased back and put in the tackle to stop the boy. When the boy's about 3 yards offside, the play should have been stopped. It's ludicrous. The lack of common sense in football administration. It's ludicrous.
The first half, mate, that other linesman was putting his flag up quite early all the time. He done it twice. Once he was right, once he was wrong, in my opinion. Sorry, mate. I interrupted you. Sorry.
No, it's all right, it's all right, Albert. No, listen, it's the standard of the officials is terrible right now. I was at a sportsman's do a couple of years ago, and I'll try and keep as brief as I can possibly Keep
No,
it.
no,
mate.
no, no. You keep that one. You keep that one. You keep that one. We'll hear that when the international break, when we get 10 days. Right? I'll get my work on Tuesday. Right, Albert, where do we go from here?
I mean, I'll tell you where we go for here, mate. We just keep on plodding along. There is nothing we can do. We're in it. We're back for sale right into a corner, and we can't get out it. And the Holy Grail. And I hate to mention the Holy Grail, but the Holy Grail is this. There seems to be, as long as we get to the World Cup break, that's everything's going to change. I don't know why it's going to change, but everybody seems to think it's going to change for there. So that's the Holy Grail for us. Now we've actually managed to drop 2 points, and we're quest for that. I don't think we've got the squad, mate. It's just as simple as that. And if you want my idea, where we go for here is we've got to sell at least 6 of these players. Get rid of 6 of these players to gain 2 players. That's what we need.
All right, Billy. We can blame the forwards, and by the way, in the last 15 minutes, I didn't think any of them were particularly great. Morelos, Roof, Cholak, Zakala, maybe even Kent, if you like. But there's no creativity behind them. Yeah, so is that part of the problem, Billy?
Of course it is. Of course it is. If you don't create chances, mate, you're not going to make chances for your attackers to go and put the ball in the pocket. It's as simple as that, mate. I mean, all right. We can see, right, you've got 2 forwards there coming back for injury, right? All right, they're maybe no right on their toes. So when that happens, mate, especially strikers, you start to snatch at things, and when you're forcing the game and forcing anything that would normally come naturally to you as a striker, it doesn't happen like that. You know what I mean? But listen, I've said before in the show, Ox, but we've missed a trick. Now, I don't know if that's down to... We don't know. We're speculated for a number of weeks now about who's pulling the strings, who's bringing the players in. Is it Ross Wilson? Is it Gio? We don't know. We've all got our ideas. I think it's Ross Wilson. It's pulling the strings. But listen, I said we needed 2 creative midfielders in the summertime, and we never done it. And it's blatantly obvious now, mate, where we're lacking, and that's in the middle of the park, mate.
Aye, I think they knew that, mate, and they left it thinking they had enough, and it's coming back to bite them. But let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
I think there'll be a lot of clamours for the manager, Albert. There was a snowball building up before the day. Don't know, only hindsight will tell you it's the right thing to do, but we're getting close to the stage where we might not be able to afford to get rid of him, but we might not be able to afford to keep him because, the supporters are not happy. Then it goes into the commercial things, and then how do you let them go and how do you let them attract players if you've not got 100% confidence? So you have to make your mind up if you stick and go all in with what we've got and back them and try and improve the team, or you make a change. And there's going to be a clamour for their decisions, Albert.
Well, the board have got, it's their decision. There's a lot of people don't want him to be there anyway. But if the board are keeping him on because we can't afford to get rid of him, well, that's the wrong reasons. That's just simply the wrong reason. You should never do that. That's not the reason you should keep a manager in place, because that will just breed contempt and it will breed chaos. Where I'm looking at him. I mean, he's not my favourite guy. He never has been. But I'm looking at him and going like, well, the squad of players he's got at the moment, right? If they're off it, I still don't see a good team in there. Now, the ones that's coming, where he's sitting at the moment with all the injured players, you're going, well, what can he do? Who else does he play in the middle of that park, for example? Who else does he play up front? You go and who is going to make a significant difference? I don't see it, mate. I don't see where. I don't know what he's going to do. Van Bronckhorst, I'm talking about. The board, they've got a simple decision to make, mate. You just keep him or sack him, because if you're keeping him because you can't afford to sack him, well, they shouldn't have been a joke.
Okay, all right. Here's your thoughts briefly, Billy.
Listen, I'm no shouting for manager seats here, right? I'll continue to do it until I'm at the end of my tether here. But I can see the arguments for and I can see the arguments against. But my argument is, then see if the board do sack Van Bronckhorst, who are they going to bring in to do the same job with the same pool of players, right? And the same scenario is going to happen in January. Now, if Ross Wilson is out there and he's scouting players and bringing footballers into our football club, right? It's going to be the same scenario as under Steven Gerrard, and it's going to be the same scenario under Van Bronckhorst. Right now, what manager out there is going to come in and do a better job than they two guys?
Well, that's you'll never know unless you take the gamble, but that's the decision that's usually made sometimes. Anyway, we've been joined by Gary. Evening, Gary.
How are you doing, guys? All right?
Aye, no bad, Gary.
Mate, aye, strange. How are you?
Oh, well, you know what, guys? I don't like seeing any manager get the sack, to be honest with you, right? But Gio said that, like, obviously, when Gerrard was here, he got 3 years, didn't he? Do you know what I mean? And make me think, right, enough's enough. I think it's the board as well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, like, obviously we're all stuck for words here, don't we? But it's beyond a joke now, because, like, when you're watching it, like, I never went to the game today. I watched it on my phone. I gave my wee nephew my ticket, but he's and he was sitting there again, and I said to my brother, look, see, when we're watching this, I went, nothing will get changed. We 1-0 down here, and we've got 2 strikers on the bench, Ruth and Morelos, and I went, we're 1-0 down. Barrett is still in the field as well, and that boy Yilmaz is. What does he need to do to get that slot? And Kent as well. Kent is. We just don't know. Kent's not been the same since. I think Kent's not been the same since maybe his first year. His first year was phenomenal. Then we've signed him for £7 million. He's not even worth £7. Never mind £7 million.
There'll be a lot of things, questions about the team. I thought Barisic, sometimes they've done a lot of running, particularly in the first half. I don't know how many times you had to run about 30 yards to try and get a slack ball there for Kent to try and put in an impossible cross into one guy in the middle.
I don't know what we're expecting a lot after this guy. I'm with you with Barisic, mate. He's not my favourite player, but he's not to blame. He's not to blame, no, 100%. No. He's asked to do things that's. I mean, some of the left backs that's ever played the game would be struggling today. What they're asking him to do. He's getting. Kent's taking the easy option a lot of times, waiting for the overlap, just to give the wee ball and he crosses it. I mean, that's basically our whole attack, mate. There is nothing else. That is the whole attack.
That often, mate, it looks as if it's instructions. Instructions.
You're right, mate. It looks manufactured. You're right. You just don't know what's happening with Tav as well, because Tav's obviously... how many times have you seen Tav in here bombing down the wing, bombing down... I don't think he's doing that. He's not doing that now.
I think there's something. I personally think he's injured, Gary. I really do.
I think he's injured. I know, mate.
I don't mean he's fit. I mean, what he is, he can run all day. He was still running there at 90 minutes. But what I mean is, he's not getting that explosive. So I think there's something. He's carrying something, personally.
Well, as I say, I've mentioned there. I've the sack him. That's like, who do you bring in? Who do you bring in? It's going to change that. Who's going to? I mean, at the end of the day, it's only 4 points. We're only 4 points behind. But so something needs to change now before we play them at Ibrox. Do you know what I mean? And
I think people would say, is this guy getting the best tune possible out of the players he's got, except in your point of view, Albert?
Oh, I don't think he's getting the best tune out of them, but I still don't think that they're as good as we think they are. We've got to accept it, mate. It's not a fluke now. It's going on too long. You look at them and say, they go to the FA Cup final, win the Scottish Cup, but they threw away the league. We keep on throwing away the league. So it's ridiculous, and it's the same players a lot of the time. So you've got to admit it. They're not good enough. It's as simple as that. I mean, you get better players. And how we're going to do that, I don't know. I really don't know. Where's the money coming from? To me, he needs to generate cash for this January to bring 2 midfielders in. And if he doesn't, we're not even going to amount a challenge in the league if we doesn't get this midfield sorted.
It's not that, you know. It's not even, guys. It's not even that. No, like see when Gio first came in here, we all thought we're going to see. And there's a Dutch. He's not signed one Dutch player. Not one.
No.
Surely, heck, that like Moles and De Boer and even himself knows a bit of talent.
What we don't know.
GB brought that up last night, mate. GB brought that up last night's show, and they answered his own question. He turned around and says, "We've not signed any Dutch players, but the Dutch league is a bit expensive." You've answered your own question, then it's too expensive for us.
We don't know how many Dutch players we went for, and they've chose to either go elsewhere or stay, or they didn't fancy us. They didn't fancy the league. They didn't fancy, maybe the deal it was on offer. Billy, I think this snowball's going to get bigger. I don't dislike the guy personally. I don't know him and the manager, but I think he's going to get a lot of criticism. And the players always get away scot-free with this, don't they?
That's right, Ox. I mean, when the manager of the football club, he's the one that takes the rap, he's the one that takes the fall. That's the way football is, and I'm sure Giovanni Van Bronckhorst will know that himself, Ox. But listen, the way I see it, see when these teams come to Ibrox, right? Now, see when you look at the game over a period of 90 minutes, right? We looked more dangerous the last 15 minutes of the second half, right? When we had three strikers on the park, right? That's when we looked, in my opinion, when we looked more.
10 men as well, Billy.
Yes, I get that, mate. But what my point is, mate, right? If we're waiting to 75 minutes when we're 1-0 down before we're making a decision to impose ourselves on the game like that, right? Why are we not making that and coming out the traps for the first whistle, mate? That's what my issue is. And that's where we're falling down. Teams allow us. What
you're saying to me is, at the start of the game, you should play a winger, and if you're playing a winger on the right side, you should play a winger instead of a midfielder runner who's Scotty Arfield. You play Matondo or you play Sakala. So the manager has tried to put square pegs in round holes, mate.
That's exactly correct, Docs. That's exactly correct, mate. You either go a 4-3-3 or a 4-4-2. And I know that subject and that formation's taboo, right? And why it's so much taboo, I do not know. Because that is the way to play against these teams, right? You're on the front foot right away. You're flooding the midfield, and you've got two strikers, a target head up front to give trouble. Your opposing team's back line, mate, right? And then what happens is, if you're not switched on, like we won the other day, we lost a goal. What's that team do? Yeah. They're 1-0 up. They start to tuck in. They put their low block in with their 2 blocks of 5, and they just sit in and they will not move. And that's what happens. And if I've said it once in this show, I've said it 100 times till I'm blue in the face. We struggle big time to open teams up like that. We just cannot do it. And therefore, in my opinion, the formation's got to change, Ox. You know what I mean, buddy? I ken that, pal.
We're joined by Blue Star. How are we doing, Blue Star?
Same as the rest of these guys. Scunner. I've been listening to you all week, Ox, and I purposely didn't come on because it sounds as if Blue Star's just being pessimistic. I hear the guys, South Thingby, and he's all backing the guys. We don't call for the sacking of a manager. Nene has called for the sacking of a manager. There comes a point where you're looking at it and you're trying to look for positives. There are no positives with that squad. I've said it for day one. I've said it for the start of the season. We've no midfield. Now yous have all came round to that. You know there's no legs in the midfield. What does our manager do? He keeps persisting with passing the ball out to the wing and flighting the ball into the inside, where we've got one attacker. Now, even in that last 25 minutes, incidentally, his movement for taking off, putting on Matondo, waiting till he couldn't get by the guy 3 times in the trot and taking him back off, that's just... That just shows all the world's press watching the day. Our manager hasn't got a clue what to do.
I think he took Matondo
He's bereft of ideas, Ox.
I think I want to be fair to him, mate. I think he took Matondo off, mate, because he had a hip injury. He didn't take him on to change him, mate. That's
even more bewildering when he's playing with two guys constantly that we all know are carrying injuries, i.e. Tav cannot move. He can't run forward, and if you don't have Tav running forward, he's not a defender. So he's there to attack. He couldn't even cross balls in the day. He doesn't want to take a long corner. They're playing short corners when all your players are in the box. But for me, the going thing is to constantly play with two wingers, cross the ball into one attacker when you're playing against basically a whole Livy team inside your box. Your midfielders, whether they can run or no, must be in that box or on the edge of the box taking shots. And bar Lindstrom's goal, they won't take a shot. None of them.
You can't be in the box, mate, if you're standing next to the centre half, sir.
Correct.
You know.
Correct. There's no movement at all, Ox. And we keep saying what are they doing in training. Ox, it's not even about the result of the day. When you had Kenny on last night talking about, right, well, I'll bet any of you would drop points. I'm telling you that they knew. It was in hope. It was a gimme. They were never going to win all the games, the next 5 games. I'm telling you the new, Ox, it's not there. It's not there. We don't have the squad of players. There's no craft. There's no guile. In actual fact, it's getting to the stage now, you're questioning whether there's enough effort. Come Wednesday, guys, the knives are out, because I'm telling you, he's going to have to put a formation out, a team of defenders, and I don't think we've got that either. So I'm fearing the worst. I don't think he's got a leg to stand on anymore, guys. Definitely no. Not with that squad of players, certainly.
Mm-hmm. Aye, it's whether you stick or twist, Blue Star. Do you back him to bring in players if they've identified what we're saying? You know,
well, Ox, can you afford to wait that time? Because by that time the league's gone. We need somebody there now that can at least function that team so that we can't lose any goals. And that's not happening either. We're losing the cheapest of goals. It's just pathetic all over the pitch. For attack to a front, to midfield, defence is absolute shambles. I don't know how many formations he's tried in that defence, but it doesn't work.
Blue Star, can I ask you something,
negative. It's been factual.
Albert?
Can I argue with him? I can. I'd love to sit here and say he's wrong, but he's right. It's one of these situations where we're backed ourselves into this corner and nobody knows how to get out it. But we all know the end result's going to be. We're all kidding ourselves on, we don't see it coming. It's coming. And how much damage is done before it happens, well, that will remain to be seen. And it's only the board can answer that one.
Are you saying to me it's like Liz Truss? You knew it was coming, it's just when? Is that what you're saying to me, Albert?
That's exactly right, mate. Exactly right.
All right. Well, can you come, Billy Boy?
No, I was going to ask Blue Star a question. I agree with everything you said there, mate, but the way I see it, mate, is say Van Bronckhorst, Rangers sack him during the week, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask you the new body, right? Give me three guys that will come in under the present board and the circumstances that you think that will get a tune out of that players and keep us in this to January.
Kevin Thompson, Barry Ferguson, I would team them up and Neil McCann. And I'll tell you right now, you'd get players playing better in a formation. I'm not saying they would be world beaters, but I'll tell you, they would get a tune at them. 100% they would.
Do you think that under the circumstances that these 3 guys would come in?
Absolutely, they've already said it.
Listen, if the Rangers job comes up, if you get it right, it's still a big job. Look, I'll go to Albert with this one again. Look, sometimes in all walks of life, sometimes you maybe need a change, or the guy has to get backed. You've always got a decision to make, ain't you?
That's it, mate. So what decisions are going to be? I'm not convinced about Thompson, Ferguson and McCann. Thompson, Ferguson, no. McCann's got a great idea. I mean, he's good. He talks well about the game and he really understands the game and he teaches you a lot, wee McCann. But the other two, I don't know. it's all but just been Rangers men and shouting and bawling at guys in the dressing room. Well, they're your guys, aye. But if you're talking about tactically, no, I'm not too sure about that. I don't think they're going to take us forward, put it that way. They might stem a flow, but they're not taking you forward. If that's the answer, well, that's the answer. We just want to stem a flow. Well, aye, okay, they could do that, I suppose. But if you want us to build and move forward and maintain the challenge this season, I'm not writing this season off by any stretch of the imagination.
No, we shouldn't.
No. They'll still go to fight on.
Here's a question for you, and obviously we feel the negativity, and we understand it as well. We watch the games, we see the games, we go to the games, yeah. Billy, but the positivity is drained, and I don't know if it's been the Champions League results or the performances that done it, or a combination of both. So we understand we are where we are, and you have to get the motivation up, motivate the crowd, and the only thing that will motivate the crowd is the team playing well, yeah?
That's right, Ox. It's not happening, mate, but as I said, we can put that down to a number of reasons, but we're talking about players that have come in for injury, players that are still out injured. You know what I mean? I'm wanting to hang off the now, right? Just to see. Let's try and get all these guys back fit and give Van Bronckhorst a full squad of fit and healthy players to pick for, right? Because he can only go with what he's got. And I hear what Blue Star's saying, and I agree with you to a certain extent, mate, right? But if there's players out injured, you can't pick them, right? So he's only going with what he's got. That's as simple as that. Regarding you were talking there, mate, that was a decent enough shout with Kevin Thompson and Neil McCann and Barry Ferguson. But listen, they're three Rangers men. I totally get that. If you're wanting to stem the flow, as Albert rightly said, stem the flow. That may be the road to go down, but they're definitely not. They three wouldn't take us forward.
I don't know if the three of them are Rangers men. The three of them played for their club. That's a different thing altogether, isn't it?
Aye, well, you've got Neil McCann. Neil McCann there at done nothing at Dundee, and Barry Ferguson had a chance at Clyde, and none of the two of them done it. So how are they going to come in just because they've got a reputation, played by Rangers today, a job at Rangers? All right, they maybe know the club inside out, but managerial wise, definitely no for me. So we need to.
I'm not saying, guys, they would take us 100% forward. No, by any stretch of imagination. What I'm saying is, they would get a structure. They would play the team and play players in right positions. I watched Tillman today, and we know he done a couple of nice wee flicks in the middle of the park. He done one run where if he'd passed the ball left or right, that would have caused a goal. The major decisions aren't there. What I'm saying is, see if we can do one run, Ox. I'll ask you this. He scored a brilliant goal last week by doing a run, which means he's got that capability. Why is he not doing it more? Why is he doing it once in one game? The rest of the team are the exact same. There's no movement from midfield at all. They're expecting miracles for Big Kolach in every game. It's diabolical. Somebody's got to get a hold of Gio and say, look, see whatever players you put out there, play them in the right positions, and you must get them in some way. You must get the rest of the team moving. We need more movement than just a winger on either side of the park, because that's how we were playing. That's how the other teams are sussed us out. We've only got two guys in the team that are basically running, and it's whoever he puts on the wings. The structure's all wrong.
You know, I hate to say this. You're right. Albert.
He's right. He's right, mate. Everybody can see it. It's not rocket science. And if you've not got anybody who can actually get in front of your creative players, and we're only creative players we're supposed to have, is basically Tillman and Kent. Kent's not producing nothing. Tillman's producing very little. What chance have we got? I mean, Lundstrom and Davis, they're no creative players. They're just on it. I'm sorry, but they're not. Arfield's a runner, as you pointed out earlier on. He breaks the lines, and he's the one that takes the pass. He's not the one that gives the pass. But that's your midfield, mate. That's your forwards, and when Wright plays, Kent plays, and Morelos plays, they're even worse. They're even more toothless than what we've got at the moment. And Big Cholak sitting up there himself, begging for, just give me the ball in the right place and I'll put it in the net for you, but nobody seems to want to do it.
I haven't spoken to my big mates outside. I'm sure I will in the course of the evening or maybe the morrow. But what I will say is that he'll say to me, he'll question, he'll say, what was Kent playing? Well, sorry, what was Wright not playing for after he was one of our more successful players on Wednesday night?
Correct. And then the game against Dundee Oaks, it was the same with Sakala. What was Sakala dropped for? Anytime they get a bit of momentum, it drops him totally out the team. He's not making sense.
He didn't play Sakala. We know what Sakala's like. He's going to follow the ball and he's going to do something wonderful. Yeah, that's the kind of player he is. But he'd been playing decently in the 2 games and then didn't get a game against Motherwell.
Exactly.
I didn't add up. All right. Billy, you've got a point to make?
Aye, mate, it's just on the Ryan Kent issue, mate, and a couple of wee things I've been thinking on down the left-hand side and down the right-hand side. I don't know if you have picked up on it as well, but when Kent gets the ball out on the left-hand side, right, he's either wanting to come in and run up a deed alleyway type thing or into traffic, right, or he's waiting to Barisic bombs on, right, to go past him, right, and it happens down the right-hand side as well with Tavernier, and obviously with Tavernier not being fit, it's not happening all the time, right, but what happens is the ball gets played in behind, right, and then instead of the ball getting fired into the box, we play the ball back into where it's originally came from, right, and what that does is it allows the teams to just keep their shape, and you're not moving the team about then. But what I was going to say is, right, see, was going to play that system, right? Now, I'm going to cut Ryan Kent some slack just here because just for the sole reason that Ryan Kent is a cracking football player, right? All right, he's not turning it on, right? But we all know, right, the boy can play football, and that's a fact, right? I would like to see Kent playing, if he's going to play that formation now, right, with one striker, I want to see Kent playing just behind the striker. Right, because any time Steven Gerrard played Ryan Kent in that role, he used to torment the life out of teams, and he was scoring goals, and he was. How many times did he tear Celtic apart? That's where the song came from. Every time he used to burst into that box, into that channel, that's what happened. And centre halves in that position, they do not know. They can't cope with it. They can't cope with pace right on their face. And if that's the system the Rangers are playing, mate, that's where Ryan Kent should be playing, right in the back of Big Colac or right in the back of Morelos, in my opinion, mate.
I don't think that's going to happen under Van Bronckhorst. I think if you're based it on form, the only thing I'll say about Kent today in Boston, I need to be fair to him, he kept going.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, that Kent, that's the best game Kent's had for us this season for me. What I would say is this. Under no way, shape or form am I calling for Gio's heat. I wanted Gio to get the job.
Don't eat your tea live on air. It's not a good listen for the rest of us, mate.
I know. I wanted Gio to get the job. Make no mistake about it. I thought he had the credentials for it. But look at Wednesday night. Now, we're playing at home against an inferior team. We struggled. We're playing against a team. Now, we slag our own team and our own players for the performance we put in against Liverpool. Well, the gulf between us and Livingston is just every bit as big when it comes to money terms. That's how drastic it is. We're playing at home in front of our own fans, and we struggled for the first whistle of the day. The first half we were even worse. How can that be after Wednesday when you've got all the players coming out to the press, to the fans, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that? They were worse than they were against the First Division team. You can't have it. He's got to kick some butts. He's got to prove to them, if you're not going to do it, you're not getting back in my team. And if that means bringing young boys in, then so be it. We're always screaming out, give young boys a chance. But there's too many players that aren't functioning. They don't even... most of our players don't even look as if they can run with a ball at their feet. Now, me and you, no matter what weight we were, what positions we all play, you've got to be fit. Most of our team don't even look fit enough. And there's an issue there. I don't know what they've done in pre-season. They definitely don't look fit. All of them. No one or two.
I don't think you're alone when you say that. They look as if we looked as if we were fitter than other teams, and it doesn't just maybe it's a myth, but if you think back, we played Braga in extra time and then the semi-final of the Scottish Cup, and maybe Big Bassy carried the over fitness on his shoulders all there, but we don't look it, do we?
Yeah, we're not fit, mate. We're not fit. I don't know why we're not fit, but we're not fit. People were asking in questions last season that we won something. We were that fit, but we're not fit this season. Yeah, he's a great face off. The players are not good enough. It's a big period there. That's it. Putting a period that we're not good enough. It's just that.
All right. Can I thank you, I hope Gary. Gary, you still there, mate? Gary, sitting patiently. No, I think Gary might have left us. Listen, can I thank you all for joining us? Thanks, all bear.
No bother, mate.
Speak to you soon, Billy Boy.
No bother, mate. Cheers for listening as well, Knox. What I'm going to do now is, mate, I'm going to jump in the couch. I'm going to jump in the couch and I'll come out for a hint after the Napoli game. How's that? No, no bother. No bother, mate.
I'm already behind that couch.
You might want to get a bigger couch if you're basing your life on the Napoli game, mate.
No bother, Ox. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Blue Star. Enjoy your tea.
Cheers, Gate. Cheers, Ox.
Listen, we'll be back on Monday night, and I'm sure the debate will be heated when we talk about all things Rangers. Thanks for listening. Stay safe, and then try and enjoy your weekend. I know it makes a difference.
I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue, and white from the day I'd be Rangers for life. And I vowed to my dad, if I too have a lad, I would show him the way as he did on that day. And so now here I stand with young Lyle by the hand after walking down Paisley Road West. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue, and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue, and white. For the day I'd be Rangers for life. There's a great sense of pride that I feel deep inside as I'm watching the turns, my father and son. And it's sure safe to say at the end of the game, win or lose, we will all follow on. But when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue, and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. Ever since I recall, I have followed football, and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad, times of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue, and white. For the day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life.